After a slew of anti-Israel measures and a bunch of statements that hurt the Israelis, Joe Biden has realized that he cannot afford to antagonize the Jews, and Prime Minister Netanyahu's subtle threats have worked, making Biden turn towards Israel and placate the Jewish community. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video, we shall discuss how Joe Biden has come around after getting subtle hints from Netanyahu that shunning Israel would be a very costly affair. Let's begin. The Jewish people and their history have always held a special place in my heart. This is what President Joe Biden has to say about Israel now. After weeks of insulting Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Biden finally relents and softens his Israel stand. So why is Biden changing his Israel policy? Well, as geopolitical analysts at TFI Global predicted, Biden is reforming his Israel policy in view of the subtle threats coming from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. When Biden came to power, he was unduly harsh on Washington's only non-Muslim ally in the Middle East, Israel. He avoided making a telephone call to Netanyahu, pandered to Israel's existential threat, Iran, and tried reinvigorating the Palestinian issue. But soon, three fears struck Biden. The first being Netanyahu getting the Biden administration kicked out of the Middle East. The second, the Israeli government doing an Abraham Accord with Saudi Arabia without the US. And third, losing the support of the Jewish lobby. And there is a discernible pattern right from the time when Biden tried to undermine Netanyahu. Firstly, the United States tried to pander to Iran and somehow revive the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action or the Iran nuclear deal. But a strong pushback came from the Jewish nation of Israel. Israel's former ambassador to the United Nations, Danny Danon, who now serves as the head of the international branch of Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's right-wing Likud party, made it pretty clear that consequences would follow if Biden revived the JCPOA. He said, if the US would decide to re-enter the agreement as it is, Israel will have to recalculate regarding the Iranian nuclear race. So in the past we raised our options and I'm sure we will bring them up again. Israel's message was clear. It would do something big if Biden reactivates the JCPOA. It really is not viable for Biden to make peace with Tehran if a key US ally in the region starts preparing for military action against the Islamist regime of Iran. But the fear was more than just that of optics. Channel 12, an Israeli media house, reported that a very senior Israeli official said, if Biden adopts Obama's plan, we will have nothing to talk about with him. The warning implied that Israel might actually get the US boycotted from the region if it doesn't go back to the Trump era. At the end of the day, the US is active in the Middle East region because of its two allies, the Arabs and the Jews. Checking the Iranian threat is the bedrock of the Arab-Israel-US alliance. If Biden would start befriending Iran, then US allies may as well decide to get together and take on Iran rather than coordinating with the White House. The net effect of this would be that the United States would be ejected out of the region. The other fear was, of course, that Israel might start going solo with its diplomacy in the Gulf. When Trump was in power, Netanyahu was happy to rely upon the US for brokering the Abraham Accords, that is, the peace deals with Arab nations like Sudan, Bahrain, the UAE, and Morocco. But now, Israel's Prime Minister knows that Biden would not be as facilitative. So, he has a major leverage, finalizing an Abraham Accord with Saudi Arabia without the US brokering it. This would in itself deprive Biden of a huge diplomatic victory and also signal that US allies have dumped it. You see, Saudi Arabia itself will be ready to sign an Abraham Accord with Israel for all the investments and military tech that such a deal would have to offer. And how Israel has already conveyed that it might have nothing to talk about with Biden. Any such move by Israel and Saudi Arabia would hurt Biden politically by depriving him of a major foreign policy win. Finally, there is always a big fear for Biden, losing the pro-Israel Jewish lobby. This is one lobby which neither the Democrats nor the Republicans can afford to lose. The fact remains that the role of pro-Israel Jewish lobby in American politics and elections is very much unparalleled. We are not even exaggerating. As per a report by The Guardian, the pro-Israel lobbyists and donors spent over $22 million on lobbying and campaign contributions during the 2018 poll cycle in the US. The Jewish lobby also spent hundreds of millions of dollars in the past few decades into American politics and elections. Yet, the not-so-good relationship between Biden and Netanyahu was not really helping the Democrats, and Biden's affection towards Palestine and Iran was making him look rather anti-Israel. Biden knew that if he does not make amends, he might even come out looking like someone who supports anti-Semitism. The political costs of this would have been heavy and would have run into millions of dollars for the party. This is why you suddenly see Biden say things like, "Over the course of my career, I have had the honor to meet and work with every Israeli prime minister since Golda Meir." There is a conscious realization in the Biden administration that if they frustrate Israel and the Jews too much, then Israel and the Jewish lobby might turn entirely pro-Republican instead of hedging their bets on both parties. Any such polarization will definitely make a decisive impact on US elections. Therefore, you can notice how Biden is changing tracks and mellowing down his approach towards Israel. Netanyahu's subtle threats and willingness to confront Biden have compelled the US president to go soft on the Jewish nation.